All right, shalom, shalom. First off, give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash, the bonders to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, all the women and the children who follow, men and women and children who follow. So this is the brother Karatazar from the GMS Nebraska camp coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Not sure what we're going to entitle this one, but today, January 20th, is so-called Martin Luther King Day. All right, and we know that he had this famous dream. All right, so let's start off with the scripture. In Jeremiah 23 and 25, it says, I have heard what the prophet said, that prophesy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, right? And we know that so-called Martin Luther King was a so-called Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. He was a preacher, right? He had a so-called church, a congregation. So he was coming in the name of the Lord. It's like he was coming in the name of the Lord, as if he were speaking the words of the Lord, like the Lord was with him and with his message. All right, um, which was a message of integration. All right, which is the act of bringing together parts of a whole. All right, which is the all of men. That's the whole. He wanted to bring everybody together. Right, he lived during a time called segregation. All right, which was the act of separating, right? And he wanted to desegregate. He wanted to bring everybody together, like I said, and integrate the populations. Um, but that's never been uh, the Most High's goal. That's never been something that the Most High wanted for His people. All right, this is Deuteronomy 7 and 6. It says, "For thou art a holy people," speaking to the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, a holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power has chosen thee to be a special people. A special people, all right, isn't on the same level as the other people around the world. So us integrating, us being equal, that's a step down. Said the Most High had chosen us to be a special people unto Himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So if we're above all people, all this I have a dream about us being equal, and we're going to get into it, but that's counterintuitive. That's not what the Most High wanted. All right. There's always been a ruling class, and there's always been servants from the beginning to the end of time. It's always going to be like that. And there's people who are meant to rule, and there's people who are meant to be servants and be on the bottom. And right now, the roles are reversed. But us coming together, it'll never happen. It's not meant for us to happen. So let's get into this speech. All right, the so-called "I Have a Dream" speech. It says, "I say to you today, my friends. So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It's a dream deeply rooted in the American dream that you can. Let's Google that. What is the American dream? The American dream is a phrase referring to uh, purported national ethos of the United States that every person has the freedom and opportunity to succeed. Well, everybody don't have the freedom and opportunity to succeed. Guess what? They didn't back then in 1963. They didn't in 1983. They didn't in 1993. In 2023. All right, and even in 2025. Guess what? Shit still sucks. We're still on the bottom. We're still on the bottom. How many years later? Let me see. 2003 will be 40. Then yeah, 60 years later, and what do we get? Niggas in the NBA and the NFL. We're a little less lynched and shot by police now. We still get pulled over for unjust reasons. We still get beat and hung. Not really hung. There was a hanging recently, but we still are at the bottom. We still get racially profiled. We still make the least amount of money. We still are the last hired, the first fired. Says I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of his creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. Well, guess what? We wasn't created equal because we are above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Most High has made us above all the people. So why would we want to drop down and be equal with everyone? That's bullshit. That's what they want. That's what they want you to think. This whole illusion of equality. Well, guess what? If everybody equal, then Elon Musk would have had the same issues that I got. Elon Musk ain't living paycheck to paycheck like I am. Bill Gates, excuse me. I don't want to get shut down. Let me not mention his name. Gil Bates ain't living like I'm living. My house don't look like Warren Buffett. My driveway don't look like Elon Musk. Okay? We all men are not created equal. All right. Number one is a dog eat dog world that we're living in. Number two, all right, the Israelites were made above everyone. He says, I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. Well, guess what? You can throw that out the window too. Why? Because let's Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and because thou hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Yeah, this is what they have, a perpetual hatred, an everlasting hatred from the womb to the tomb. They're going to have it. It says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since, since thou hast hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. It says, and yeah, it's talking about Edom because it says, thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out and him that runneth. So yeah, the Lord is going. Mount Seir is a representation of Esau. All right, and like I said, he's had this perpetual hatred from the womb. So let's get that. This is Genesis 25 and 23. It says, and the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people should be separated from thy bowels. We were separated at birth, right? Going back to segregation, the act of separating. We were segregated at birth. Why? Because we were two different spirits. All right. Yeah, we were twins, Jacob and Esau. But guess what? One was the left hand and one's the right hand. One got the blessing and one got a curse. One was meant to rule, and one was meant to serve. It says, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people. That's not equality. That's not equal. And the elders shall serve the younger. That's not equal. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. Fuck it. Let me back up. Uh, Genesis 25 and 21, it says, and Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord, right? The twins struggled within her. We were fighting in the womb, okay? Ever since birth. All right. It says in the first verse 25, it says, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Right? It says the elder shall serve the younger. Esau came out first. It says, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel. So let's get that real quick. Second Ezra 6 and 9, it says for Esau, let me see, 6 and 8, it says, and he said unto me, for Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So right now, we're living the American nightmare, okay, in Esau's world. So no, we're not going to sit down at the table of brotherhood because he has a perpetual hatred, and we've been fighting forever. Okay, why is he so angry with us? This is Genesis 27, and this is after the blessing. Verse 41, it says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob. And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob her younger son, and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doeth comfort himself, proposing to kill thee. He wanted to kill us then. All right. They tried to like the scriptures say, erase us. All right. In the time of Nebuchadnezzar in the siege of Jerusalem. All right. He tried to wipe us out as Antiochus Epiphanes in the time of the Greeks. All right. As Nero in the time of the Romans. All right. As Christopher Columbus in the time of the Great Exploration. The Spanish Inquisition, all right, the conquest, the Spanish conquest with the conquistadors, the British and the French, all those fucking Edomites that came over here and stole Jake land, stole Gadite land, Reubenite land. They've been trying to exterminate us this whole time, but we're supposed to sit down and be cool with these people. Nigga, you got me fucked up. Because you got Stockholm Syndrome. And it says, and I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, which is the most racist state there is, a state sweltering with the heart of injustice. He knew how it was, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. Nigga, don't hold your breath. And I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. And this is that same bitch ass argument that Cooley had, all right, on that podcast, Well, what about the content of a person's characters? Why can't they be judged by that? Why doesn't God judge by that? Because it ain't about that. All right. He has a chosen. Just like you choose a wife, just like you choose what shoes you put on, just like you choose a house and a car. Yeah, the Most Highest chose as well, and it's Israel. All right, and it ain't gonna be nothing other than that. So, um, let me see. Let's get this real quick because they believe that Esau deserves a chance and an opportunity. All right, this is from the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary. It says Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of a great future judgment, right? Future judgments. She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise, not given any promise, not given any promise of mercy from the Most High. All right, and this I so-called "I have a dream" speech is so well known. All right, the true proverb of so-called Martin Luther King is this. Okay, he said that I fear I may have integrated my people into a burning house because America will never love us. America will never accept us. We'll always be lazy niggas, dirty Mexicans, wild savages, so on and so forth. We will never be who we truly are in their eyes. There will never be equality in this country. There can never be equality in this country. You got too much to pay for. You've shed too much blood. And as the scriptures say, Numbers 33 and 35, that the land can only be cleansed by the blood that has defiled it. So the so-called white man, there would have to be a great slaughter, which there will be. All right, the Lord is going to hit the reset button. All right, he's going to put his children back in their rightful place. All right, starting with the destruction of America by nuclear fire. All right, and the enslavement of the other nations. So, Lord's word is edifying, and I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. We give double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, all the men and the women who followed. And shalom.